Hi, my name is David Brody, and today I want to talk about microwaves, but more specifically about how the fears that some people, maybe even you, might have about microwaves and about how they are just myths and that how there is not any negative effect about owning them. Now, studies have shown that here in the 21st century, more than 90% of US households own a microwave. Now that leaves about 10% of people who don't own a microwave. Now, for those 10 people, there are two main reasons why they don't own a microwave. They all stem from two main myths. So, myth number one is that microwaves are radioactive and can cause diseases like cancer. Myth number two is that microwaves take valuable nutrients out of your food. Now, according to the International Journal of Molecular Sciences, overall, a large body of evidence exists in which it has been observed that microwave radiations have no obvious effects on different organs. So, without further ado, let's take a look at these concerns and see if they add up to what the science really says. Okay, first, let's take a look about how a microwave actually works.
The machine uses microwave radiation to mutate the genetic recipe of the food. The more we ask it to make, the more clouds it takes in, the more radiation it emits, the more these food molecules could over-mutate.
Do you think they got that? I'm joking, it's not that complicated. It's actually a lot more simple than that. Okay, according to the American Cancer Society, microwaves work by using very high levels of a certain frequency of OF radiation called microwaves, which is where obviously microwaves get their names from. So they use those waves to heat foods, and when food absorbs those microwaves, it causes the water molecules in the food to vibrate, which produces heat. The electromagnetic spectrum illustration shows a possible frequency of electromagnetic energy. It ranges from extremely low frequencies to extremely high frequencies like X-rays and gamma waves. And it includes both non-ionizing and ionizing radiation. Now at this point, you're probably wondering what is ionizing and non-ionizing radiation and what does it have to do with your health and your food?
We get there when we get there!
Well, according to the National Cancer Society, examples of high-energy radiation include X-rays and gamma rays. These rays, as well as some higher energy rays like ultraviolet rays or UV rays, are forms of ionizing radiation, which means that they have enough energy to remove an electron from or ionize an atom. This can damage your DNA inside of cells, which can sometimes lead to cancer. Now that we know what ionizing and non-ionizing radiation is and what they do, if you look at the electromagnetic spectrum, we can see that microwave ovens use microwaves, and if you look at that, you can see that microwaves have a relatively low frequency compared to the other ones, and that only waves that are radioactive are when you get really up to the higher energy ultraviolet rays and X-rays and the gamma rays. And since microwaves don't use X-rays and gamma rays, they then do not make food, nor are they high enough to remove the nutrients from the food. So, while some people are afraid that microwaves remove nutrients from the food or that they're radioactive, the science actually shows that this is not the case. Also, it does need to be pointed out that some plastics can cause a problem. According to Health Debunked, you should always be careful when microwaving any form of plastic. Evidence suggests that chemicals in plastic packaging can transfer to foods in microwaves, which has been associated with an increased risk of cancer. Now, Health Debunked says that this is because many plastics contain harmful hormone-disrupting compounds such as BPA. But when non-microwavable plastics are placed in the microwave, harmful compounds can leak onto the food. So while microwaves themselves aren't really that harmful, you should probably stay away from putting plastics inside your microwave just to be on the safe side. The second thing that people say about microwaves that is true is that you should basically avoid putting metals into your microwave. According to Electrical Safety First, unlike plastics and ceramics, metals reflect microwaves, which means that the radio waves can't pass through. So if you put your microwave meal in a metal dish, it won't heat up the food correctly. And thinner pieces of metal, for example, foils, can act as antennas which can create sparks. And this can be extremely dangerous and could cause your microwave to set on fire. Okay, now that we've gotten a feeling of how microwaves work, let's take a slightly deeper look and see how simple and easy it is to just put your microwave fears and doubts at bay if you still have any concerns about the microwave.
Hold on, everybody. Here it comes.
According to the American Cancer Society, microwaves or ovens are designed so that the microwaves are contained within the oven itself. The oven only makes the microwaves when the door is shut and the oven is on. Now, when microwave ovens are used according to the instructions, there is no evidence at all that they pose a health risk. In the U.S., federal standards limit the amount of RF radiation that can leak from a microwave oven to a level far below what would harm people. So honestly, if you're still wary of the radioactivity of microwaves, just simply take a step away from the microwave and don't just have your face pasted to the microwave the entire time while your food is cooking, and your chances of turning into the Hulk are much less. And then in regards to the nutrient problem that people bring up, House Debunks points out that in general, boiling food will likely cause more nutrient losses than microwaving them. Now, this is because boiling them causes water-soluble nutrients to be leached into the water. Limited water is used in comparison with microwaving, making it one of the better cooking methods for retaining a food's nutrients. Plus, microwaving only exposes food to heat for a short time compared to other cooking methods. So, while some people claim that microwaving food removes valuable nutrients from your food, it actually works out better and is better than many other forms of cooking your food. Okay, now that you know all of that, I'm going to show you how not only are people's fears and concerns about microwaves completely unfounded and virtually non-existent, but we're going also to see how microwaves are better than other means of making your food in many ways. First off, according to 5 reasons why people still don't own a microwave, food loses its nutritional value when it's cooked in a lot of liquid or at high heat for a long period of time. The good stuff in the food you eat is best preserved by cooking it quickly and using very little water, which is exactly what a microwave does. In fact, studies suggest that microwaves preserve nutrients in food like folic acid and antioxidants at a much higher rate than if you were to cook your food on the stovetop. So, not only does microwaving your food not take out the nutrients, but it actually preserves some nutrients in your food better than other means of cooking that these people who don't own a microwave are probably using to cook their food right now.
No, he's got a point.
Also, according to electrical safety, you may not already be aware, but everyday items like your laptop and computers leak electromagnetic radiation too, and they don't harm us. Like the microwave, the level of leaked radiation is far below the amount that will harm people. So if nothing else that I have said up to this point puts your fears at bay about the microwaves, then hearing that's good. Because the computer or the laptop or the phone that you are on right now to watch this is leaking electromagnetic radiation as well. And as you can see, you're not turning into the Hulk, or you're not super sick and you're not dropping dead or anything. So in retrospect, there's literally no difference from using a microwave than in using your laptop that you're probably using right now to watch this. Also, International Journal of Molecular Science points out that it's important to note that the level of exposure dramatically reduces the further you move away from a microwave oven. So if you want to be extra cautious, like I've stated before, all you simply have to do is take a couple steps away from the microwave and just not have your face pasted to it while you're watching your food cook, and you should be perfectly fine. So, just to restate, microwave ovens use microwaves, which are a type of non-ionizing radiation, meaning that they can't ionize an atom, which in turn means that they are not harmful to your body or to the food that you're heating up in any way whatsoever. And on top of that, it's important to remember that the level of radiation significantly reduces with the further away that you move from the microwave oven. So, to put it plainly, to be 100% safe from radiation from a microwave oven, if you're still concerned about it, all that you really have to do is just take a couple steps away from the microwave and you'll be 100% safe. Secondly, microwaves are actually a better way of cooking food than other types of cooking it, such as boiling it or stovetop cooking it, because food loses its nutritional value when it's cooked at high heat or in hot liquids for a long period of time. And the advantage that microwaves have is that the food is only inside the microwave for a relatively short period of time, so microwaves actually preserve the nutritional value of food better than a lot of other ways of cooking. Now finally, and maybe the biggest reason why you shouldn't be afraid or worry of owning a microwave, is that everyday items that you use, just as your phone and laptop that you're probably on right now, also leak electromagnetic radiation. But just like the microwave, the levels of radiation that leaks is very far below what is harmful to you or to your food. Now, after hearing all of this, I hope that if you had any fears or doubts at all about the microwave, I hope that at this point they have all disappeared and that you feel like you can go out and own a microwave.